Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Ed. If you're new here, it's great to have you with us. And for those of you who have been following along, I'm glad you're back. As you may have noticed, we've recently rebranded the channel to REEL-PESCA. This new name reflects our commitment to originality and sets us up for future growth. While the name has changed, my mission remains the same, to take you on an exciting journey where we learn, grow, and ultimately become better anglers together. With that said, let's dive into today's action. Alright, so we just made it in the water. We're walking in real slow, just in a stealth mode, sort of say. And we're not making any casts just yet. One, because we're pretty shallow, but mainly because we're looking for signs of life before we start actually making any cast, any sort of presentations. So I saw a little bit of activity here. We're on a pre-front, so with that, I suspect we should be able to get some of these fish that are anticipating that front, you know, with that drop, with that change of the barometer. You know, we should be able to capitalize on some of these fish that are anticipating that drop and are looking to go ahead and feed before that cold front actually hits. And I'm probably gonna try something different right now. I've reduced my footprint as far as what I bring along with me. I'm only bringing one tackle box. And I know that might sound crazy to some of you, and initially when I first started wading, that I would have thought the same, but I've found that less is more, especially with Z-Man products and maybe one or two top waters. Tell you what, you throw in a few Z-Man soft plastics, one or two top waters, you know, you're set, a couple of jig heads, you know, some terminal tackle, and you're set for the day. I mean, you are set. I mean, no need to bring any more stuff. 1, 2, 3, and the same thing. I'm gonna tie an improved clinch knot because I want to have more of a direct connection here. There's gonna be probably, I'm anticipating a softer bite. So I want to be able to feel that bite. Here we go, jerk shad, 7-inch. This is the smoke shad. I got it on a 6th oct chin lock hook, weighted at 1/8. And I'm probably fishing that a little too fast, if I am being honest with you. If you think you're going slow, you should probably slow down a little bit more. Should be painstakingly slow. So we're gonna start to slow it down a bit. Just giving it a little bump and then just slow rolling it. Just kind of dragging it along the bottom. That tail, ooh, that's the ticket right there. I just got to keep going it slow right there. I got smacked, but I missed the hook set. My rod tip was up and my drag was a little bit loose, so I missed the hook set. But as you can tell, there's fish out here, and they're willing to eat. You just got to give them the right retrieve, the right presentation, and you'll get on some fish. Now, get my jacket hood up because that northern wind is feeling kind of cool on the back of my head. All right, and then what I'm doing here, I'm kind of fishing like a pretty huge pothole. These fish are going to be kind of holding towards the edges, and so I'm casting it outside of the pothole and then bringing it in slow into the pothole area. Now what I'm going to do in a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and kind of get right on the edge, outside of the edge of the pothole, and then I'm going to cast kind of alongside the edge, more of a parallel or parallel fashion. That way I could go ahead and cover the edge a lot better. Let's see if we could work our way a little bit further out over here without getting wet. Without getting too deep. And yeah, that way we could try to work along the edge like we said. Oh, that one landed right on the edge. That's not too good. You see, you don't want it to land right on the edge because that's where the fish is going to be. You may spook the fish. You want it to land outside of your target zone, and you want it to approach the target zone already in that, you want it to approach in the retrieve. You don't want it to land in that target zone, and then you don't want the retrieve to go ahead and take it out of the target zone. Like I said, cast past the target. Like that. Past the target. And then just slowly try to keep my rod tip down. Otherwise, if I get another strike, I'm not going to have anywhere to go. I'm going to try to keep my casts, a bit tighter. In all honesty, it hasn't been this cold. This is probably the coldest I've fished this season since last year. And so I need to go ahead and get into that rhythm of making tighter casts. I don't want to go ahead and fan cast so spread apart. The temperature, it dictates a slower presentation, tighter casting, tighter fan casting to be specific. Conditions dictate it, so that's what we're gonna do. And I see two other fishermen all the way over there, but I don't know how they're gonna fish, because they're gonna be fishing against the wind, or maybe they're gonna fish that other little area closer to the buildings, perhaps. But just keeping that just being mindful of what I'm doing here. I'm keeping my fan casting tight. I want to go ahead and cast in one spot, and then maybe 10-15 degrees off to one side, and then cast there, and so forth and so on, until I've gone ahead and probed a specific area. Ooh. Till I've gone ahead and probed an area, and I'm satisfied. Now, right here, I'm throwing a 7-inch. I may need to go ahead and downsize, perhaps. I'll know in a little bit. I've gotten 2 short strikes, I missed one thump, missed that one, and then this one was a short strike. You could kind of tell And so that tells me that maybe I was a little too slow, or it was a small fish. But still a good sign, you know, the fact that there's fish and they're willing to go ahead and go at it. That's a good sign. That cold front hits, they're gonna be shut down for a while. So today's Saturday. By Monday, and air temp is around 68, 69, or feels like. Next week, you know, so it's Saturday. So next week on Monday, maybe Monday night into Tuesday, we're gonna hit the 30s. So how that's gonna affect the water temp? Well, it's gonna go ahead and dip for sure. It's gonna dip some more, and their feeding patterns are gonna really slow down. I mean, you know, slow down, because their metabolism is directly connected. You know, they're cold-blooded, so it's directly connected with the temperature. And so they'll, you know, some fish will probably eat smaller bites, some will eat fewer. You know, some of the bigger fish will probably just eat fewer. You know, they might just have one bigger meal and, you know, let it digest. That they're not going to be ready to expend as much energy in these sort of temperatures as they would otherwise. And so that's why you need to slow down your retrieve, because if your lure just, you know, zooms by, well, you know, the fish is just going to say hello and bye. You know, it's not going to expend the effort chasing something that's zooming by. That's why your proposition to the fish, it's got to be an easy meal. You got to go ahead and, yes, we want to go ahead and make, you know, as much of a natural presentation, attractive presentation as possible. Something that closely matches what they're foraging for. So all those things, we're not going to go ahead and just throw them out the window, but we do want to focus on that retrieve being a lot slower. Okay, right here I got some deep water in front of me. Looks like I've got two potholes, like kind of two big potholes, or this big pothole ends, but it kind of bridges to another one. I'm gonna try to cast in between. Try to get it as far as I can. I'm catching grass, but I'm not gonna totally commit just to top water. I'm just gonna do it a little bit. 10:34. Oh my God. We are on, boys. We are on. I have never in my life. This is a good one. Heart's pumping. Heart's pumping. This is a big boy. That was awesome, man. That fish just jumped out of the water. That was just awesome, dude. No other way to describe it. Got it on the brand new Super Sarah Spook. Very nice fish. 3 pounds, a little bit under 22 inches. And man, the way it just flew out of the water for that plug, awesome, awesome. Let's get after it. Go ahead and let this fish go, and so we could go ahead and hopefully get on some more. Not quite ready. There you go. There he's gone like the wind.